What's up, everybody? It's your girl CC, where it begins magazine, and I got a special guest on here with me today. I'm gonna let him introduce himself of who he is, where he from, and what he does.
Peace, what's going on out there, y'all? My name is Mic Geronimo. Good to be here. Master, I see the natural. I'm here. What's up, C?
I'm happy to have you on here with me today. But let's get into your journey. So tell us a little bit about your journey and how you got to where you are today.
I mean, real briefly, I started as a DJ when I was about 15, 16 years old. I was doing that a lot, but I grew up around a large professor who's a very prestigious, well-known hip-hop producer. He actually was responsible for the majority of the Illmatic album. So that was like my big brother growing up. But just being around him, you know, I would be around like other people that DJ'd and other people that rhymed. And, you know, he had a ritual at his crib. You would come over and everybody would pass the mic and start rhyming. So in the beginning, I was playing around a little bit. But then my people around me was like, yo, if you start taking it serious, you know, you might be a little forced to be reckoned with. So I just took everybody's advice, and then before I knew it, I had moved out of DJing and then just started concentrating more on actually writing music and rhyming. And a mutual friend that I had with Irv Gotti went to high school with me, my man Chucky Madness. He introduced me to Irv Gotti, who came to a talent show they put me in, and then that's when me and Irv had connected. He said he had a studio. He wanted me to come through, and he just wanted to see if it was something I wanted to do. And, you know, that ended up being my first song I ever did in life, which ended up being the first single we ever put out. And the rest was history. So that's pretty much how it went down.
All right. Well, I really want to know this. Who are your top 5 rappers of all time right now?
Of all time?
Yes.
Whenever people ask me that, I kind of feel like that's always going to be unfair, and it's never going to be the same 5, because you always feel like 5 is the number designed to leave somebody out on purpose. But I would definitely say Rakim is always going to be on my top 5. Slick Rick, LL, they'll always be on my top 5. I'm a big Weezy fan. So Lil Wayne is definitely top 5 for me. And then it's kind of hard because I could say Big, but then I'd be leaving out Jay, or I could say Jay, but then I'd be leaving out Jada. I could say Jada, but then I'd be leaving out Nas. So at the 5th place is just all those people and then some, you know, so those are my main influences, I would say.
Okay, well, since you named the male, what about the females? Who would you listen to in your top 5 for females?
Boy, that's a little more difficult. But Latifah definitely from day one. I like Rhapsody. I think she don't get enough acclaim, and she's really, you know, phenomenal at what she does. Lauryn Hill, without question. I don't think to this day there's ever been a female that could do what Lauryn Hill did. I give it to Nicki. You know, I think Nick put her work in, and I think Nick definitely has a catalog of like potent rhymes. And Eve. I give it to Eve.
Okay, those some good ones. Yeah. I know you're gonna go old school though. I said he'll pick all the old school ones.
Nah, I like some of the people. I like Sweetie. I like her. I like City Girls. They do their thing. Meg is cool. She gets busy with it. Who else? What's the young girl that just got signed by Glorilla? Is that her name? Yeah, she puts work in. But there's a lot of females now. The truth be told, Cardi, of course, you know, there's a lot of females now that they out there and they forces to be reckoned with. Even Doja Cat spit. She knows how to spit.
I like Doja.
Doja, you know, she does her thing.
But let's talk about your new project. Let's talk about your new project, the motivation behind it.
Let's talk about it. So the album is called 3016. The project rather is called 3016. And the inspiration from that, my dad passed away about 6-7 years ago, but his badge number, he was NYPD. His badge number was 3016. And he kind of asked me to go in the studio before he passed away. And I told him if I ever felt like that's what I wanted to do again in life, I would. So he inspired me a great deal to go back and do another project. So I just thought it would be fitting to do something that's symbolic of him. And I just so happened one day to glance at his badge and I was like, that's it, 3016. So that's the title of it. I'm excited about it. I got a lot of surprises on there. I can't talk about all of them because I always get in trouble when I mention some.
Well, you gotta give us an exclusive.
I could give you, I got to do a song with Nipsey Hussle, which is cool. I would have never thought that was gonna happen. So shout out to his family and his memory. You know, we got to do something. I got to work with Scarface and rest in peace, Pimp C. So just to do something with Pimp C, I would have never thought I'd be doing. To work with Scarface is like a lifelong dream. So shout out to him. I appreciate him. Love him for what he did. Who else could I talk about and not get in trouble? Shout out to, I could talk about that one. Shout out to Battle Cat from West Coast. I got to work with my West Coast people. So Rhythm D, Battle Cat. Shout out Roddy Rich. Me and him did something that's crazy. So so it's some new blood on there. It's old favorites on there. There's certain things I think people would expect to hear from me, and then there's things that I don't even think people would ever think I would do. But that's the cool part about it. I'm really enjoying the process of creating it and putting it together and watching it unfold. So,
and when do it come
out? It's scheduled to be released in the next quarter. So I would say late August, September, within that range. But we're actually gearing up now to let out the next 2 videos and the next 2 singles. So shout out to Toon, DJ Toon. He did the next joints. We did this joint called Ghost Gun. That's crazy. And we did another joint called First Take. And then I got another joint dropping called The Bag. So those are what's on deck, you know. But it's fun. I'm excited.
I'm excited for you. But on this project, which one stands out to you more? Like, I know everybody I interview and I ask what's their favorite one on the project. It's hard to because all of yours is your favorite. They're your baby.
Yeah.
One is your baby right now. I know it's switched up, but what's your baby for today?
I was going to say, because I look at it, I think every artist, you look at every album or every project you do is like your child. They're all your children, you know. So in terms of things that stick out, The Bag sticks out just because it's drill. And I don't think people would have expected me to do anything with drill. The Roddy Rich joint definitely sticks out. I think when people hear it, they'll understand why. I got a joint called 110 that I did with Battle Cat and Rhythm D out in the West Coast. So that sticks out to me because I finally got to I was a big fan of West Coast rap and I got a lot of people on that coast. So just to be able to do something to pay homage to them, you know, that feels good. Really, everything sticks out. Ghost Gun sticks out. Twilight Zone sticks out. All of them stick out, really. You know, I just feel that in terms of creativity and delivery and execution and attention, I don't think I've ever been this locked in with doing any project. You know, not even my first album. So it's just a good feeling.
And you think so because of the pandemic, maybe? Because I know a lot of people put more energy in it because of the pandemic. They actually was able to sit down and, you know, clear your head and actually work on it instead of being on the move. So you think that's why you kind of
Yeah,
creative with this?
it definitely played a part. I think that the pandemic just, I think with me, what it gave me the opportunity to do was to just have peace of mind and not have that frantic feeling of running around every day. And maybe, yeah, there is some merit to that. It did allow me to really sit down and to really, really go in depth and to really concentrate and to push myself in a way that I never pushed myself before. So I think the pandemic allowed the opportunity to just be easy for a second, but in the same breath, it spiritually did something to wake people up in a sense. So I think that comes through on the project, you know. So it played its part, definitely. I'm just appreciative.
Okay, all right. So right now, what do you think is missing in today's music waves as far as rap?
I don't think anything's missing, to be honest. I think music goes through its phases. It goes through its adaptations. It goes through its changes. I think whatever it is at a certain point in time that's pretty much what it's supposed to be at that point in time, you know, until it evolves into something else. I think there may be things that people were used to that as of now, you don't, you know, you may not hear as much of. I don't think that lyrical content is as important as it, you know, it was when I first came out. I think now everything is more about vibe and the waves and how it makes you feel. It's not necessarily as thought-provoking as it used to be, and it's not as being as critically vivid as you used to have to be. So that has an upside and that has a downside, you know, but I don't think it's a thing where anything's missing. I just think it's where it's supposed to be until it's supposed to add something to it or become something else, you know?
I got you. So what would you think would be one of your most memorable or greatest accomplishments so far?
My kids. My kids, hands down. I think I don't think I think they gave me a sense of accomplishment and joy and pride and and love that like you couldn't get through anything else in this world. So I think they are the most symbolic of, you know, accomplishment or things of that, anything in that nature. You know, I think they represent that as best as anything ever could.
Amen to it. I like that answer.
Thank you. It's the truth.
Drop some gems for us. Drop some gems. We like to ask everybody that come on to drop some gems for us. You know, give us some positive words to your fans.
Well, to them, I would say thank you. As always, I thank them and I'm appreciative. I love them the same way that they have love for me. My life wouldn't be what it was without y'all. So I'm appreciative. I'm humble. I'm thankful. I have gratitude. And aside from that, I would just say, you know, don't waste a day. Don't waste a minute. Don't forget that you're always, you know, you're always surrounded by everything you need to get anywhere you want to be or anything you want. All of that's always around you, you know, and don't get in your own way. Never get in your own way. Like if you choose your path, go for it, go hard or go home, and don't allow yourself to not pursue it to the fullest.
Amen. I love that. I got a couple of fun fact questions I want to add.
Shoot. Fun facts.
I mean, it's like a fun thing I like to do on our interviews to kind of make it interesting. So let's start out with this one. What's one fun fact about yourself?
That's the weirdest question. A fun fact about me. fun fact.
If not fun, what is something that you do that nobody knows about, or something crazy that you just love? And you know how some artists, they could be the best painters in the world, but people don't know, or they could be the best soccer player,
yeah.
you know, just for
Well,
fun
I
fact.
draw, like I've always drawn. So since I was a kid, like I used to, you know, like take my comic books, and I had a black sketchbook, and I would be able to sketch exactly what I saw. And I went to school for art, you know, visual art. And it's just something I always did as a kid. So ever since I could pick up a pencil, I would draw, you know. So whether it be people, whether it be buildings, whether it be planes, trains, automobiles, I would just always draw. So I haven't done too much of it as of lately. I think during the pandemic, I actually opened my sketchbook for like the first time in years, and I just sat, and I think I ended up drawing like Iron Man or somebody like that, just to see if I could still do it. But yeah, I would say that, like, I've drawn since before music. I was drawing.
Well, you got to share that with us so that we can see. So we got to see what your drawing skills look
Yeah,
like.
I mean, yeah, I will. The book is upstairs. I don't know exactly where I put it, but it's upstairs. But when I find it, I would definitely be more than happy. It's not at all shabby. Like, I'm very serious about my artwork, and I think I'm just as much of a perfectionist with that as I am with songwriting. So yeah, I'm more than happy to share it when I come across it.
Okay. Okay. So out of all the places you have performed, what has been your best one or your favorite one? And why you chose that one?
Oh man. I love Japan. I just love the energy out there. So that's definitely one of my favorite places. Uh, Denmark, Copenhagen. I love performing out there. Sweden. Um, and then at home, it's always nice to perform in New York, you know, for your hometown. I enjoy just going around the country and going around the world, you know. So Japan, Israel, France. I love the West Coast. I love Florida. You know, I love the A. So anywhere that's Chi-Town, you know, there's a lot of places. A lot of places.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Yeah.
if you could, another fun question. If you could change places with one person for one day, who would you choose and why did you choose that person? Yeah, I'm catching you off guard today, so you used to.
You got some good ones. Like, I'm like, okay, between the fun fact and the who would I trade places with? That's a hard one.
Just
I really
for one
can't.
day.
I know, and I'm saying that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's only one day, but I don't know, maybe Jeff Bezos, maybe, or maybe Warren Buffett, just for a day, if it was only for a day. So maybe one of those two people.
And why you chose those?
Jeff Bezos, just because I just imagine that his life is so far of a stretch from what most lives are. And Warren Buffett, for the same reason, but because he got to an age where you can never say that he didn't know what he was doing. He's been in the same realm for years, but he's like this wise old man who just sits on a rock, you know, and he has the world in his hands, but he's just really quiet. You never hear anything bad, and the whole world goes to him for advice. So that's why I picked him.
Okay, all right. But other than your album that's coming out, what else can we expect from you for the next couple of years?
Also, Good question. I don't know. You tell me. You definitely expect for me to be dad for the rest of these years. So that's one. I don't know. Like I'm just having a blast now with, like I said, doing a project, and then my outside endeavors. I've owned a small business now for close to 14, 15 years. So hopefully expanding that, and if not expanding that, segueing into another part of it. I definitely enjoy doing film. Um, so I think that's something I'll be doing more of. Uh, Voiceovers, I enjoy doing voiceovers. So I think there's more that I'll be doing with that as well. But whatever opportunities present themselves, as long as they make sense and as long as they're the right thing, I'm all for it. So you could expect to see me busy in the next couple of years. Busy.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you telling me to pick for you, I can manifest you being in some films. I can manifest a book because I'm a bookworm, so I love to read a book on you.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I've been asked, a couple of times, like, yo, you should write a book. What are you gonna do? So it's funny that you say that. So maybe that is another accolade I'll be able to say I accomplished down the road. Thanks for putting it out there, though.
Yeah, I'm a manifester because I love
That's
to read
you
books.
did. You did. So yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I appreciate it. Let's go for it.
Okay, we got two more questions and we'll be good to go. My next question is, what's the best piece of advice that you ever received in your life?
Well, it's funny. I read a book and the author posed a scenario where you're in a funeral parlor, and when you first come in, you don't realize the people, and you walk a little closer, and people become a little more familiar. You walk closer, and you start to identify the faces, and you walk further, you see your family, your friends, and you look in a coffin, and it's you. And the author says, what do you want all these people to say about you? When you figure that out, that's how you live your life. So I think that reading that, it just changed everything with me. You gotta know what you want people to say about you. And once you decide what you want to be remembered for, then that's how you live your life. And I think it's pretty true. I think for the most part, it has merit to it. I think there's that, and I think there's you got two eyes, two ears, and one mouth. So that means you listen and look twice as much as you speak.
Okay.
So those two things have taken me a long way.
Gotcha. I like that. I'm gonna have to live by that one. I like that. I like that. So my last question is, tell us a little bit about the challenges and hurdles that you had to go through to get to where you are today. Because people don't see the behind the scenes part of an artist. So I know you've probably been through a lot because you've been in the game forever, but just, a couple of share with the audience today.
I mean, well, it wasn't easy, but it's kind of cliche-ish, but it's kind of a cliche, but it's true. Anything that's worth something, it's never going to be easy. So for every night that I've had, or any moment that I had where I was like, this is unbelievable, this is surreal, this isn't real life, this is amazing. There's been very dark days where I was like, okay, now what do we do? And now how is this going to go? And now do I have the energy? Or so I would just say it's not at all easy, because you have to give every part of you and then some to whatever it is you're going for. And so that means on those days that you don't feel like doing things, you have to do them. And that's those days when you don't have all the answers, sometimes you just have to make it work, because you just have to get to that next marker, so, and you have to be patient, and you have to know that you have to have the faith that you're on the right path. And I think those things, when I did see things that like you said, you're just looking at this amusement park and all this cotton candy and all these people enjoying the rides, and no one shows you but there's this side. So when the there's this side came, it was those things that kept me going. Like, be patient. You're not going to have all the answers, but that's okay. And yeah, there is going to be things that get in the way, but if you want things bad enough to work out, then you'll figure it out. So as long as you remain focused and you don't panic and you're just perpetually trying to move forward, then you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I think for the most part, I'm okay. So that's the best way I could put
it. Okay. But before we get out, tell everybody where they can follow you and where they can get the album and all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, all the music is available on all DSPs. So you can go to Apple Music, you can go to Spotify, you can go to Tidal, you can go to Pandora, any DSP, you can find the music. It's under my label, which is QMB. And in terms of social media, you could definitely find me on Instagram at Mic Geronimo. The TikTok is at Real Mic Geronimo. Twitter is at Real Mic Geronimo. Facebook is the Mic Geronimo fan page, and the website is micgeronimomusic.com. And the YouTube channel is Mic Geronimo on SoundCloud as well. So I'm not that hard of a character to find.
Okay, you're on TikTok, so that means we're gonna look forward to some trends from your music.
Yeah, I mean, TikTok, I just got into the TikTok thing, so I'm gradually getting my talk on, but stay tuned. We working on it, y'all.
I might have to go check it out. But you get one of those dances that trend on one of your songs, your favorite songs.
I mean, you never know. So I got my dancing shoes on. We'll figure it out. I'm slide and all of that. Yeah, let's see what happens.
All right, but I definitely want to say thanks for interviewing with me today. It's been a pleasure to get to know you and your journey. I can't.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, I can't wait for your album to come out. I'm gonna do a review on there and send you my opinions and stuff.
Well, we gotta make sure you get it first, and hopefully I get a good review.
Well, actually, I have a music group that we do music reviews on there. We listen to people's albums and we give our best reviews on there. So I definitely share it with them. Definitely.
I appreciate it. Well, I'll speak to the folk, to the squad, and I'll make sure you get what you need.
Okay, all right. But you have a happy Wednesday. Be blessed out there and continue your journey. Like I said, you sound like an old soul, And
I am a little bit of that. Yeah, that's me. Old man on the rock, but I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
I had to throw some laughter in there, but I'm manifesting the book for you, and
I know. I feel it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
But all right, you be blessed out there in them streets and be safe.
You too. You stay up. You have a good one. I appreciate you having me, and I'm manifesting all good things for you as well. So one good turn deserves another.
Amen. I'll take it. Oh yeah, before I get off, I just want to say prayers to you again, and hearing about your dad, because I lost a parent too in 2017. I lost my mom. So I know how it is going through there. So I definitely want to send my prayers to you and your family.
And likewise, my condolences and prayers to you as well. It's not an easy thing, but we'll be all right, one day at a time.
Amen to it. All right, well, you be safe.
You too, Mama. Take care.
All right, peace out. Hey. All right.